Climate change, how it happens, how it affects the earth, animals, and us. How climate change happens.
How do we get greenhouse gases? Greenhouse gases are the gases that come from things like coal and natural gas when we burn them for things like energy and heat.
Say you have your atmosphere circling outside of your earth. The sun will create heat rays that will stay inside of the atmosphere. And if we have greenhouse gases coming up from our crest of the earth, goes up to the top of the atmosphere, and some of it escapes the atmosphere, but most of it will get trapped inside. Say only 20% of the greenhouse gases that we create gets out of the atmosphere. That means that 80% of the greenhouse gases are inside of the atmosphere, building up, creating heat. And the sun rays are also staying in, which are also heating up our air and our atmosphere, which will cause things like ice to melt. Effects of climate change.
Health risks. Climate change can be a huge health risk. It is predicted to cause over 250,000 deaths just this year from heat stress, malaria, and malnutrition. Sea levels. The sea levels are rising and over 1 million coastal homes are at risk of flooding. Heat waves. Extreme heat waves are expected to cause extreme heat days every few years in the U.S. Species loss. They are expecting up to a 50% of plant and animal species that could be affected by local extinction by the year 21,000.
What is an ice cap?
An ice sheet is a massive glacier land ice extending more than 50,000 square kilometers. The two ice sheets on Earth today cover most of Greenland and Antarctica. During the last ice age, ice sheets covered most of North America and Scandinavia. The Arctic and Greenland ice sheets contain more than 99% of the freshwater ice on Earth. The Antarctic ice sheet extends 14 million square kilometers, roughly the area of the United States and Mexico combined. The Antarctic ice sheet contains 30 million cubic kilometers of ice. The Greenland ice sheet extends 1.7 million square kilometers, covering most of the island of Greenland.
Temperature.
Temperature on the ice caps. On the ice sheet, temperatures are lower than elsewhere in Greenland. The lowest mean annual temperatures are about negative 31 degrees Celsius, negative 24 Fahrenheit. This occurs on the north-central part of the North Dome, and temperatures at the crest of the South Dome are about negative 20 degrees Celsius, negative 4 Fahrenheit. Why is it important to understand how they work and what's happening to them? The ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica hold more than 99% of the world's freshwater. These are enormous stores of frozen water held on land. If they fully melted, Greenland and Antarctic would cause 7.2 meters and 61.1 millimeters of the global sea level rise. In the future, why is it important to understand how they work and what's happening melting of the ice sheets? Because they remain ice sheets from Greenland and Antarctica hold more than 99% of the world's freshwater. Either warmer. These are enormous important stores of frozen water held on the ice sheets increase in air fully melted. Greenland and Antarctic would cause 7.2 meters and 61.1 temperatures have two effects on the global sea level rise. Cause more evaporation from the oceans and more snowfall on the ice sheets. Both the Greenland and Antarctic ice sheets are in the ocean. Temperature of the ocean also affects on ice sheets. Changes in ocean temperature can increase or decrease the amount of melting on the ice sheets, which add more or less water to the ocean.
Some animals that live on the ice caps.
Polar bear. Polar bear is alive largely within the Arctic Circle, encompassing the Arctic Ocean, its surrounding seas, and surrounding land masses. Polar bear is a large bear approximately the size of a Kodiak bear. The walrus. The walrus is a large, flippered marine mammal who lives in the North Pole and the Arctic Ocean and subarctic seas of the Northern Hemisphere. The humpback whale is a species of baleen whale. Adults range in length from 12 to 16 meters and weigh around 25 to 30 metric tons. The humpback whale has a distinctive body shape with long pectoral fins and a large head. The muskox. The muskox is an Arctic hoofed mammal noted for its thick coat and for strong odor. This musky odor is used to attract females during mating season.
This graph will show you how much water has melted off of the glaciers from 2002 to 2017. And in this graph, it shows what the flood hazard is like in parts of the world. And a short message from Bill Nye.
Glaciers and ice sheets are melting. Antarctica lost 36 cubic miles of ice between 2002 and 2005, and since 1994, each year on average, the Earth has lost 400 billion tons from its glaciers. That's like an ice cube 7.5 kilometers on a side, 4 miles on a side, melting and flowing into the sea. When all that ice melts, it fills up our oceans, and just like filling up a bathtub, the shores can't hold all that water, and coastal regions get flooded.